Pop came home from church with a bucket of fried chicken and a bayonet. I'd been watching TV all morning with a dull headache and met him in the kitchen, still a little hungover. He set the chicken on the table and waggled the bayonet, grinning proudly. $70, he said. That's how much I paid Sparky. He thought it was turn of the century. The last century, I mean. But it's Civil War. Ask me how I know. Who's Sparky? Pop waved off the question. This old guy at church, he said. Not important. Ask me how I know. How do you know? He motioned me over and held the blade up to the sunlight pouring through the kitchen window. The markings near the socket, he said, running his fingernail over the steel. I bent down, squinting, and saw faint letters engraved there. Chavasse, he said. That means it was imported from England during the war, on the Enfield musket. Both sides used them. Cool, I said, not knowing what else to say. He held it out at arm's length, admiring, then sighed and set it on the table. He took off his bucket hat and hung it on the coat rack. He was wearing his one pair of nice slacks and a short-sleeved dress shirt with a narrow tie. His shoes were Velcro sneakers. It was hard for him to bend over and tie laces anymore. Oh, I got us some KFC, too, he said as an afterthought. I see that. Uncle Court came plodding into the kitchen, groggy-eyed. He usually slept till about that time, 11 in the morning, and was wearing his pajamas still, sweatpants and a t-shirt. Only he'd put on his crocodile cowboy boots and had the sweatpants tucked into them. His hair, as always, was slicked back with gel, little rebellious curls at the nape of his neck. It always made him look like he'd just stepped out of the shower. He stared impassively at the chicken. The Colonel, he said. That's right, Court, Pop said. Get in here and get you some lunch. Not a real colonel, Court said, taking down a paper plate from the cabinet. We know that, Court, Pop said. Court, my mother's brother, was 52 years old and had never lived on his own or held down a job for more than a few weeks. His longest stint of employment had been at Walmart, corralling carts in the parking lot. He'd been fired for accosting a customer who he claimed was shoplifting, but who turned out to be completely innocent. Court brought his pill organizer to the table, with its little plastic compartments for each day of the week, and shook a glossy rainbow of tablets and capsules into his palm. He'd been involved in a near-fatal car accident when he was 22, and since then he'd taken a bevy of medications every day, including enough roxycodone to kill someone without his tolerance. We opened the bucket, selected our pieces. There's fried taters in there, too, Pop said. Court took out the little paper box with the potato wedges and dumped most of them on his plate. The rusted bayonet just sat there in the middle of the kitchen table while we ate. I wondered if it had been used to kill someone, if some young boy's blood was still dried on the blade. Sparky got it from a flea market, Pop said, chewing as he spoke. He sucked the grease from his thumb, blotted his lips with a napkin. Didn't know what he had. It's always the same story with these old relics. Nobody knows what they have. Colonel Tom Parker, Elvis's manager. He wasn't a real colonel either. All right, Court, Pop said. We know.